Squire! Fetch my Vorpal helmet!
Sir, I don't think that word means what you think it means.
All right, folks, it looks like our heroes are in a little bit of a pickle here, and we're going to advance to the next round, so to speak. GURPS doesn't technically use rounds. Everyone has their own turn, but for Foundry purposes, that's the way we'll do this. Okay. I decided to pop up the combat tracker here, too, for people to view. We're looking at the player's view, not the GM's view. But what the players can see is that they can see what's happening, what actions, generally speaking, the frogs may be taking, the maneuvers, at least in some cases. They can see that there is shock on this one frog, and that they are reeling, which means that they are less than a third of their hit points. So, anyhow, we'll advance to the next turn. So let's talk about Big Frog number 4. Big Frog number 4, the GM can see, is in a bad way. He is at -2 hit points. He has to make a health roll to stay awake. And he does stay conscious. And he will at this point move closer. Actually, he'll move this 1, 2. He's going to move 3 right now. 3. He'll move in that direction to get closer to Carlotta. They're ravenously hungry, and they're not acting rationally. Probably most of these types of animals would flee when being badly injured, but these aren't. What's Big Frog 2 doing? Big Frog 2 is going to try to bite Frank, not to grapple him, to injure him. And so he moves into Frank's hex and tries to bite him. He does successfully bite him unless Frank can defend. So Frank is going to take a step back here. And Frank is going to try to... Oh, maybe he will try to parry. What's his better option here? No. His block is a 12, right? Large shield, 7 plus 3 is 10 plus 1 for combat reflexes is an 11 plus 1 for enhanced block is 12. Yeah, so he'll have a 12 plus 1 for retreating plus 2 for, or plus 3 for his large shield. He's definitely going to block. Although he could try to parry. 10 plus 3 for his large shield is 13. 40. Yeah, he'll try to parry. Maybe he'll injure this this foe. So let's do that. So let's give him plus 1 for retreating. We're going to click parry. It does factor in the plus 3. Okay. And it's a success, as we can see. So let's take a look and see whether or not this frog can be injured on a successful parry. We're going to do a quick rules check and then come back. All right, this is a rule that is sometimes house ruled, but and for certain monsters, they have the ability to get parried without being injured. However, for these frogs, we're going to say that they're not combat monsters in any way, and they will be potentially subject to getting injured. So, for example, a successful weapon parry, this is on exploits page 40, a successful weapon parry against a punch, kick, shove, bite, or slam, pounce, or grapple awards the defender a free shot at the attacker. The defender may try an immediate skill roll with that weapon. Success means the parry counts as a hit on the attacking limb or the face for a bite, etc. There's no defense roll. Roll the weapon's damage immediately. This does apply when parrying monsters' unarmed melee attacks unless the monster description indicates the attack counts as a weapon. So in this particular case, I'm going to say that their bites do not count as a weapon. That might be different in other types of scenarios or different types of monsters, but for these large frogs, no. So he's going to make an immediate swing with his broadsword, and he's going to roll. Oh, a failure. He missed by 1. So he does not damage the frog. Would have been interesting had he done that, though. All right, we're going to go to the next combatant, and our next combatant is Big Frog 3. Big Frog 3 is uninjured, and he's going to pursue our friend Raj here. And I think Raj may have a bit of a problem. Let's see. Is that going to be a flank hex for Raj? It will. So he's going to try to grapple Raj with his sticky tongue. Let's see if he can do that. Let's target Raj and attack him with his sticky tongue. So the attack is successful. What can Raj do? All right, well, Raj can dodge and retreat, probably. For sure he's going to retreat and get away from that sticky tongue, but he's got a bit of a problem because he is in a position where he can't, well, he can retreat and get his retreat bonuses, but he's got -2 to defend. So let's see what he'll do. Maybe he will parry. He has a fencing weapon, so when he parries, he can retreat and get +3 to parrying, not just +1. So that might be his best bet with his fine long knife. Otherwise, let's see, his dodge probably is an 8. So that would be an 11. -2 would give him a 9. The parry is 13, -2 was an 11. That's probably a better bet for him. He also has fevered defense. So yeah, he'll use that. So he'll spend a fatigue point, and he will then attempt to do a retreating parry. So let's click on his parry, and then let's also make sure we have +3 to parry for fencing. -2 attack from the side. And do we have something for fevered defense? We don't, but we can put it in. +2 fevered defense. All right. He's got a 13. Success. Makes it by 1. Lucky for him. All right. Let's see if he can attack that tongue. Why don't we give him an immediate attack roll? And he does. So we're going to call that the face. He's going to do damage to the face of the big frog. That's only 3. But 3 damage is better than no damage. And so the big frog takes some damage based upon Raj successfully parrying. We're going to apply that to the frog, and we will apply it to the face to see if that has any kind of a effect. Well, it does, and I'll tell you why. Also, that should have been a -1 to his attack, but he made it by 5, so we don't care. All right, shock gets applied to our frog because it does 4 injury, so he has -4 in his successive rolls, but also a head or vitals hit, in this case a hit to the face, requires our frog to roll against health to avoid stunning and knockdown. So let's do that. And he does make it. So the frog is technically not stunned and not knocked down, but is injured. All right. Next combatant is going to be Big Frog 1. All right. Big Frog 1 is himself in a horrific way. He's at -19 hit points. Let's make a health roll to stay conscious, which he does make. They have pretty good health, these frogs. And this frog is going to, well, I think this frog is going to go after Foxfire. What the heck? This frog is crazed. Can this frog do a move and attack? Probably not. It's got a shock penalty. It's just going to move into Foxfire's Hex this particular round. And actually, his shock should be gone after that round. Take that off. All right. Huge Frog, number 1. Oh, no, excuse me. It's not Huge Frog number 1. It's Yesunge who is moving. Now, we know that Yesunge, unfortunately, did not fast draw his arrow. And so by failing to fast draw his arrow, he now must take the ready maneuver for this turn. There's nothing else he can do. He's committed to readying that arrow. Oh, I made that on the big frog, which was inappropriate. Let's actually select Yesunge. All right. Yesunge takes the ready maneuver, and he can take a step back. So he steps back, trying to ready that arrow, or trying to draw that arrow. He's not even readying the arrow. He's drawing it from his quiver. In GURPS, shooting arrows is not a 1 second thing or a 1 round thing unless someone has the Heroic Archer perk. You can fast draw an arrow. That, if successful, allows you to then ready the bow on the same turn. If you have the Heroic Archer perk, if you fast draw an arrow, you can ready the bow by making a roll against your bow skill on the same turn, and then you can shoot at the same turn. So Heroic Archers can shoot once per turn. Yesunge doesn't quite have the points to have Heroic Archer yet. He might have that as he levels up, but right now he doesn't. So he's usually going to be shooting every other turn, sometimes, like what we had happen right here, every 3 turns, because he tried to fast draw and was unsuccessful. So that's Yesunge's turn. All right, this huge frog right here has been hit once, but isn't too badly injured, and now is going to try to eat Thulnar. So he moves in and tries to bite Thulnar. Does he still have his shock penalty? This is saying that he does, but if I recall correctly, no, that should have come off automatically. For some reason it didn't. We'll have to check that. But yeah, as I recall, he dodged Thulnar's blow last time, so he doesn't have shock. So let's take that off. All right, and we should also make sure he's targeting the right guy here. All right, he's targeting Thulnar. Let's have our frog try to eat Thulnar. And it's a success by 1. So Thulnar has to defend. So Thulnar will back up, getting farther away from his allies. And as he retreats, he will do what? His best bet here is probably a block. His dodge would be 8, plus 3 for the retreat is 11, plus 2 is 13 for his medium shield. Well, maybe. But his block would be 9 plus 1 for the retreat is 10, plus 2 for the medium shield. Yeah, he's better off. He's probably better off dodging. Yeah. So that's what he'll do. He's going to dodge. We get the plus 2 for his medium shield, but we also need to note that he's retreating. 13. Let's see. He does, just barely. So he makes it by 1. So if he made it by 0 or 1, that means it hits the shield. So in this case, the frog will apply some biting damage to his shield. Oh, 8. Crushing to the shield. All right. That doesn't do a tremendous amount, but because shields don't have... they're homogeneous and whatnot. So let's see if we can apply that to the shield. Well, maybe we don't have that set up, but it's fine. Let's say DR7 1 point gets through. Let's just say that his shield has 39 hit points now. Easy enough. All right, let's go to Huge Frog number 2. Huge Frog number 2 has had enough and wants to eat Yesunge, though he's a big target. Nonetheless, let's target Yesunge, move in there, and he's going to try to eat him. All right. This frog has at full hit points, has no issues or problems. He's going to try to bite. So we'll give him the attack maneuver. And he rolls a 12, which is enough for a success. So Yesunge here needs to dodge and retreat. He can't parry because he doesn't have a weapon that can parry. So his only avenue is to retreat. All right, he's got a dodge of 9, plus 3 for the retreat. Gives him a 12. Does he have anything else that can help him? No. So let's do that. Plus 3 for retreating. Dodge. Oh no, a failure. Yesunge gets bitten. This could be bad. Let's see how much damage the frog does. Oh, and it's a horrific roll. Oh my goodness, he does 8 damage to Yesunge. All right. So, to the torso. Yesunge has a DR of 2. It's crushing damage. So we'll apply shock to Yesunge. Or at least we will try to do so. All right. He has shock, and we'll apply the injury. So Yesunge is pretty tough. He's now at 8 hit points out of 14. It is not a major wound, so he does not need to make a health roll to stay up. But this frog does take a chomp out of him before Yesunge backs out of the way. All right. Now, if this were a grappling attack, which these frogs can do, I would say that Yesunge could not have retreated. He would have been grappled and he would have remained in this hex right here. But since this is just a biting attack, we're going to allow him to retreat. You know, one of the things that I noticed here is that it may not be very easy for people to see the hexes. I'm going to change that up a little bit here. Let's see if we can make the grid a little bit darker. All right, we made the grid a little bit darker. It's Raj's turn. Raj sees that there are a couple of frogs that are attacking his friends and him. He's going to attack this frog right here. I mean, there may be a value to ganging up on some of these frogs, but at this point, Raj is going to do what he thinks is tactically the best thing to do. So, he's going to rapid strike this frog. So we'll put in -3 rapid strike. And he's got a -1 because of the frog's size. So a net -4, we'll lock in those modifiers. And he'll stab twice with his long knife. Oh, the first one misses. And the second one misses. All right, Raj, not so successful. Yes, the difference between having a thief versus having a swashbuckler who would have had higher skill. So be it. All right, Carlotta has to attack. Now, we've got a big frog in front of her that is badly wounded. Well, she's going to actually attack this big frog. So it is wounded, but not as wounded as the one that is coming after her here, and she's taking a gamble. She's hoping that this one will eventually pass out. There we go. 13, -1 for size modifier, 12. And she misses. Ah, the perils of being low levels. Let's go to our next combatant, Foxfire. Foxfire is dealing with her own issues here. She's got a badly wounded frog right on top of her. She tried to cast lightning, was unsuccessful. She will try to cast lightning again. A 2-die lightning. Let's try it. She succeeds. So she will spend 2 fatigue points and holds a 2-die lightning ball in her hand. Yeah. I don't know if we have an icon for that right now, but that's fine. We'll add one later. But we know that she holds a 2-die lightning ball. So, that's her turn. Frank Newcastle. All right, Frank has an uninjured frog right in front of him. He's going to attack it. So, thrust with his broadsword. Wow. Our adventurers are having a very bad round. He does not. All right. Oh, he probably would change his facing too. Yeah. Let's do that. Thulnar. What will Thulnar do? Thulnar will try to strike this frog again. He did see Yesunge get injured out of the corner of his eye, heard him yell out, but he is way too far away for healing. That is not going to happen. So, -1 range to target. He's not -1 range. It's probably calculating it as if the frog is in this hex. All right. So, he will try to hit it with his mace. We have a success, finally. But can the frog dodge? We will find out. No. Fails by 1. So, let's do damage with our small mace. Oh, that should be... Let's redo that. And let's have Thulnar roll the damage. Shall we? So, damage with his small mace. Wow. There we go. 8 points of damage to this huge frog. That's pretty great. So the frog will take a shock penalty. And we will apply the damage. And this frog is injured, now having taken quite a bit of damage from Thulnar. Thulnar's doing the work here, boys. All right. Top of the next round.